Today you'll be watching me make pour and melt soap for the very first time. I am using goat milk soap base and microwaving it for 15 to 30-second intervals until it melts and stirring it. I'm going to be making some apple and cinnamon, some coffee, and also watermelon soap. And I've never done this before. I haven't watched any videos on it, so this is all trial and error, and you get to see it right along with me. First, I'm adding cinnamon, and I'm adding an apple and cinnamon spice tea to my mold, and this tea smells amazing. And then I'm going to be using coffee grounds as well as some fresh coffee beans. And I'm just layering this in the bottom of my soap mold. Now, once I had this finished, this soap right here actually smelled just like a fresh cup of espresso. And I'm just pouring my melted soap base, which I found on Amazon, and it is mixing throughout my soap as I do this. I do have some apple scent that I'm adding to the first apple and cinnamon soap that I'm making. But in a few minutes you'll see that I decided not to use that for the second apple and cinnamon soap, just because I found that the cinnamon and the apple cinnamon spice tea was a really strong scent, and so I didn't really need to add the apple scent to it. I'm adding a little bit of vanilla extract to this coffee one, and I think that is part of the reason why it smells so much like espresso, just with the coffee beans, and that vanilla mixed together. And then I'm adding some food coloring to this, which, in all honesty, I wished I hadn't have added it to this particular one, but this is just trial and error, like I said, so I'm learning today how to do this. And I will be in the future making another video making soaps, but I want to try a different method where I pour, cool, add my layer of what I'm putting in my soap, and then pour and cool again. And we're going to see how that works on another day. And here I'm just going to pour some soap base in because I want to make a watermelon scented soap. And this one I'm not adding anything to exfoliate the skin, nothing fancy. I'm going to be adding watermelon scent. And this is the same scent that I've used before in some of my other videos, but it's for skincare products. You can use it in candles and soaps, things like that, wax melts. Now I'm going to be adding some food coloring, and this is an unexpected surprise reaction that I got putting this in that hot soap base. But it turned out to be pretty neat, so I'm actually happy that I did this. And in a minute I'm going to be adding some green as well, and then at the finished product you'll see how beautiful it is on the bottom side, which I will use for the top. And this is literally just nothing but the goat milk soap base, 1 drop of red food coloring, and 1 drop of green food coloring. Now, I won't always use food coloring in my soaps, but this particular one is going to be for a child, so I think they'll have fun with this one in the bathtub. Isn't that neat how it just separates? It sort of started to bubble up, so I guess it's having a chemical reaction. And then here I'm going to be making another apple and cinnamon soap, but this time I'm pouring my soap base first, and then I'm going to be adding my tea and my cinnamon on top of it. And I really like the way this one turned out too. And of course, you'll see all of these at the end of the video, so just stay tuned. They turned out really pretty, much better than I thought they would because I have no idea what I'm doing. That is one thing I do like to do on this channel. For those of you that don't know, I like to just sometimes jump into a DIY project that I've never done before, and then we both get to find out how it goes, the good, the bad, the ugly, and how it turns out. And I'm going to add a little bit more of the tea on top. And I'll be making one more. I actually didn't melt enough of the soap base to make 6 bars, but 5 is okay with me since this is my first go round. And I'm going to be making another coffee one. This particular one I did not add the vanilla to, and I layered my coffee and coffee beans on the top, so it turned out smelling just like a fresh cup of freshly brewed coffee. It smells really good. And those of you that don't know, one of the reasons why I'm using coffee in some of these soaps is because coffee is a great anti-inflammatory for the skin. And I'm just gently putting coffee beans on top. I am popping these carefully in the freezer for about an hour until they're completely cooled all the way through. And I didn't have to do anything to these soap molds. I didn't have to prep them or do anything to them. And watch how easy these pop out and how clean the mold is. So these molds worked really, really good. And I got them on Amazon as well. I'll try to link the soap molds and the goat milk soap base in the description section. See how pretty that is? And I have to say, the ones that I did, this one, the one that smells like espresso, it actually looks like a dessert. I kept looking at it thinking, that looks good enough to eat. But I do really like these that I just layered on top. And the coffee ones, some of the coffee grounds sprinkled down to the bottom, and so you can see those speckles on the bottom side. And here's the watermelon one. When I flip it over, it's so pretty on the other side. I really like that design, so that's going to be the side that I use facing upward whenever I package these to give as gifts. And now what I'm going to do is, before I show you all the finished product at the end, I'm going to wrap one. And this is just some plastic I had laying around. It's not even gift wrap, but with this being soap, it doesn't matter. This is actually leftover plastic that I had that's made for insulating your windows. But I have quite a bit left, so I thought I would just use it to wrap the soaps in. And these just turned out so cute. These are just a cute little gift for anybody that loves bath stuff, that loves scented stuff, that loves organic homemade items. I am really, really pleased with the way these turned out. And they smell amazing. So here I'm just going to tie some jute twine around these. And then for the apple and cinnamon ones, here in just a minute, you'll see I'm going to add cinnamon sticks and then tie a little bow. So you can add whatever you want. You can make tags if you want. I don't have a printer, so I'm not able to make tags right now. But this tells me that these are the apple cinnamon ones. And of course the coffee ones you can tell just by looking at them because they have coffee beans. And then also the watermelon one, you can tell which one that is because it's red and green. And here it is. It turned out so cute. And these are just a decent size bar of soap, like a regular bar of soap.